Welcome back to Pro Shop. It's Pete here. Anika's back, and so is Barney.
Okay.
And in this video, I'm going to show Anika how to use the pan brake folder.
We are going to be folding the floor for the RBEH. So Pete has already done one side of the floor. He's already done all the hard work, the measuring, the marking, and then in this video, he's going to teach me how to fold the other half. So hopefully if I can understand, then it will be clear enough for everyone to understand how it is done.
This was the original template from the original EH that I did. When this sits in here, it actually lines up with these swage marks from the factory, and it just carried the lines through, and it works as stiffeners and a bit of aesthetics. So what I did different from this one to the last EH was add a little lump in here, an extra bump to run the fuel lines and the brake lines in. So while I made this last template, I also made a marking jig, which takes all the guesswork out. So all I need to do is now take this over to a sheet of steel, mark it, and we can start folding it. Just for the sheet metal today, Anika, you get your own fresh pair of gloves. So I'm just going to get out a full sheet now, and I use a panel magnet for that. When I'm working by myself, it's a lot easier, but this is. There we go. And now we'll mark this and cut it to size. What I tend to do is make two of these at the same time, and then one I'll fold and one I'll leave as the marking template. So each one there is a line, and then there is a line with a line through it. That line means that it's going to be folded on the other side. So this folds up, that folds down, up, down, up, down. So you can see how much actually comes out of it by the time you fold it.
Yeah.
I also made this the length of the floor, but in the car there is a return that goes onto the sill, which I screw in and plug weld on. So I'll add 25 mil. And then mark these lines. And then I'll just make these lines a little bit bigger so I can see them. Put these little lines through the ones that I don't want to fold up. Now, to transfer that mark onto the other side, a little tip that I learnt off Matt at my old work at Image Limousines was just with the tin snips, just put a little cut, and then now that transfers that mark on to the other side. So that's one side marked. Now we're going to mark the other side, but we first have to cut it down. So we've got 680 at that side, and that side's all marked out. I'm going to mark 680 on this side. You're going to have to help me cut it. There we have.
Perfect.
So now we just mark that side. Okay. You want to do that?
25 mil.
Yep. Okay, now we're done. Yeah, it's recording, and we'll just go to the folder and fold it. So we're going to start on, actually we'll start down here on this second line. Now, you'll want to just see, come up this end, see how you can see the line, but you can see a little bit more. Okay, we are ready to clamp. So we can just check as well that it's folding right by putting the template up against it. Now what do we do?
Flip it over.
Look at you. Pretty good.
Barney, get off there.
Thanks, Barney. So now we have the floor folded. We just now need to make it fit. So if we come around to the car. Yes.
Hi.
Hi. So you can see here how I folded the floor up the footwell. I wanted to do a one-piece floor, and I can do that with this folder, with the pan brake folder, by removing some of the fingers, and I can put them in between these ribs, and then I can fold that way. I've just got to do some little cuts. So I'm going to mark them now, and then fold it to this little folding template that I made. And then once that's in, I can trim it around the firewall and the footwell, and then I can mark the back of it and do a 90-degree fold as well. And then I can weld this in. So now I'm going to move all these fingers around so I can get them to line up and clamp here and here and here. Okay, so one thing Anika said to me while I was setting this up was that this is very time consuming. Setting this up is time consuming, but the possibilities that you can do with this actually saves time. By doing this as a one-piece floor that goes up the firewall, it saves a lot of welding and separate fabrication, so I can just make one panel and weld that in. So a little bit of time to set this up, but in the long run, it actually saves me a lot of time. Okay, so I've marked the lines where I'm going to fold, but what I've got to do first is just cut just little angles out of the folds. Okay, I'm doing the last fold. This is the return just for the rear wall to sit against. And this is why I love this machine. It's just so versatile with all these fingers that can be removed and adjusted around. So I've just put the world through primer on, and now I can chuck the floor in. Now, the floor is tacked in a few places, but it's screwed in position, and I've just got a seat sitting in here just to mock up the driving position because I wanted to get the right feel for this sequential shifter. I wanted to get it in the right position, and now that I'm happy with that, we can lock it all in, weld in the engine mounts, weld in the cross member, and then I can sheet in the tunnel. But we'll save that for the next video. So I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Sale of the century. You remember sale of the century? Yes. Barney, get out of the bin. You're better than that, okay? Get out of the bin, Barney. You're better than that.
And people are scared of Rottweilers.